Right, hello everybody, not my chief and welcome back to another episode of Elden Ring. How to play a prophet. So what's the plan today? What are we doing? Well, I think it's time to take on the fire giant, but along the way, what we're actually going to do is actually pick up the Rivers of Blood katana, which, as you can see here, we can find just it's the Church of Riposte. Now, he can be a bit of a pain to find. We're going to have to get to him first, but what we'll do is jump in at the side of the grace, just at the north there. There's actually interesting commentary because we're actually overdubbing the commentary for this video because I made a schoolboy error and I've left my microphone on, which was off. So I was talking for a good flat 40 minutes to myself with no recording, which I didn't find out until I hit the edit switch. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to have to try and talk through what I'm doing as we go, which is going to be interesting. So yeah, we're going to head to this side of grace here. Now these mounts off the giants, we've almost cleared up this whole area. We've got most of the stuff here we need. And this is a particularly hellacious place because it's home to, much like Caden, it's home to those dinosaur dogs, T-Rex dogs, and the Crows of Doom, and also the hands. But everything here is supercharged. Like, everything in Caelid is bad, but everything here is supercharged. You know. Fortunately, we're around 1125, so it's not actually that bad for us. It's not like impossible. We are, I wouldn't say over leveled, but we're over leveled. You know. There are a couple of other things I want to pick up here. There's an ancient dragon smithing stone, which will allow us to get to our you know, a normal weapon up to level 25, which could be our claymore, or either our claymore or our what do we call it, sacred seal, the clawmark seal. Okay, we're gonna have, because here you can see some of the real joys of the mountains of the giants. Here you have the trolls on the up is the less basic to do here. These crows are dead. If you get to jump on them right now, they're easy. But if they get a fair fight, they are forced to be reckoned with. Also, getting roly-polied in the face does not help one bit, I suppose. Just as they say, rubbish. I think we had a bit of fun fighting these, because as long as it's distracted, it's relatively easy, because Taken's Flame, obviously, it's just... One of the things I really enjoy about Taken's Flames is that, obviously, we are... we're wearing the crucial set, right? So we want back to the boys, because the idea is, Taken's Flame is a bit of wind up, as you see. As long as your poise is high enough, you can't get dropped, so you can just power through. Now, normally that would be bad, except Taken's Flame actually recharges a significant chunk of your health when you fight. So as long as you can power through attack, you'll get almost fully replenished. And in point of fact, if you were to use the Blessing Talisman, say Blessing Spoon, and the Icon Shield, and maybe even a talisman that would give back health on kills or critical hits, you can just be almost unkillable with that, because nothing's really going to one-shot us at this point of the game. Here I'm actually thinking we're talking about the Thomas Zone 9. We're going to deal with that either the next video or the video after, I'm not sure yet. We want to get out to Blindfold 10. Well, here we find, I forget what the enemies are called, but this is where you get the Rivers of Blood. This is the Church of Riposte. There I'm buffing myself up to the eyebrow. This guy is normally quite annoying. We actually had a really easy time fighting him. It's kind of surprising me. I guess I forget that I'm really over leveled at this point. Because at level, 125, we can kill the old beast. If you're good enough, you can kill the old beast way earlier than that, but we can kill him now. Or we have. If we want to. We're not going to. I want to get the rest of the content. There are other things I want to build. Really, here we go, watch this. This guy's... Oh shit, I didn't take it. I took a red, not blue. That's me, you've seen my videos, you know I'm a bit of a fool. Yeah, this is not like them using iframes against us, that annoys me so much. But fortunately, we take like half his health anyway. He's pretty feeble. That is unless he actually hits you, because the Rivers of Blood... Oh, that. If that triggers twice, that will trigger a bleed proc and you're dead. Basically. I mean, it's why in the multiplayer, PvP, it's been abused so much, and was probably one of, if not the most hated weapon in the whole game, right? Because people just tear the arse out of it. And here we are, I'll probably talk you through that bit. I think when I did the original recording, I believe I spoke at length about that. But they did nerf it. By nerf, I mean, you know, inverted commas, balanced the weapon, right? But it's still fucking lethal. No question. Here we're going to get the side of Ghost Tears will probably replenish. There's also another Sacred Tears. We're going to build oomph out of our flasks, you know, Cerulean Tears. If you don't know, the Sacred Tears basically just increase the amount you can take. What am I doing? Did you get sort of rest? Didn't I? Yeah. Rest. I remember thinking I shouldn't have done this because if you rest, everything respawns. We don't actually want to fight everything a second time, but that's what it is. It is what it is, right? Coming up, bud. Where are you going, son? What are you doing? What was I thinking? Probably be talking through some stuff. I reckon I was probably talking through armor. I can't remember. I literally just recorded this like an hour ago, and I'm now fucking confused. I'm such a fool. Yeah, I think what we do. Yeah, who's this? Me? I'll be talking about the rivers, but it's no good for our build whatsoever because it's basically a it's a dex weapon. Or I know it's an arcane weapon, beg your pardon, and it's just we're not scaling arcane. I've been talking about because I actually want to do an arcane build. I haven't really messed around with arcane at all, and it'd be nice to be able to use bleed weapons and dragon cult incantations. The dragon community skill. We could probably put together a pretty dirty build. I know there's some beautiful things you can do, but I've never done it. And there's also the couple of swords. Mariah's great sword, is it? That is pretty effective with if you mac arcane up to about 50, which I've never done. I've also got the next series after these. The Prophet will be how to play an astrologer. I've actually got a really cool build to put together. Sort of focus around eventually the Darwin Greatsword, but that's kind of your end game. But that's your blasphemous blade. But earlier on, you have what should we call it? The carrying knight sword and a broadsword, and just wandering around, just dual attacking. It's amazing. Can't wait to show you that. It's a fun build to put together. And obviously, you have the usual suspects like meteorite staff and rock sling. And I also want to do a strength build, like a quality build, which would obviously be a vagabond build, because you can do a lot with quality builds, right? You can kind of, because your strength and fate is so high, which we'd actually be able to use fire incantations and fire affinity and flame affinity. I think this is us. Yeah, I'm probably talking through. Yeah, the Akina Mask. So what the Akina Mask does, it actually gives you dex plus. It gives you plus 3 dex, which if you're running if you're low level and you're running a stat hungry build, it's actually helpful. So these helmets are quite helpful for saving you 3 stat points you can put into, I don't know, more useful stats like vigor or a damage stat. Or typically endurance, so you can actually build wear heavier armor in general. We're looking at the heavy armor. We can't wear the Bulgo's helm. The Bulgo armor set has the highest poison in the game. That would be very helpful for us, but I'm actually pretty happy with the Crystal set. We are Crystal Knight cosplay. We are fucking hard as nails, right? Speaking of, there is a sword I want to get. I think it's a sword of Luvius or whatever. That would complete the Crucible Knight cosplay, right? Because we've actually got Crucible Shields, Crucible Horn Shields, we've got everything. I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm probably talking about, why are you taking time, Nutball? What's going on? Yeah, it's just so weird doing overdub commentary after the event. I'm going to talk through it as I'm going, it's odd. Yeah, we're going to talk about the preparation we need to do for the Fire Giant, because he is, yeah, here we go, I'm going to change the loader. I think we go to the round table. Whereas we said no, yeah. What am I doing? I can't remember. What do we do? Do we change? Oh yeah, we're using the sacred tier, right? Of course. Yeah, this is the moment I realised that I made a mistake by resting because everything respawned. I don't want to have to deal with the crows again. And then up there, that skull up here, we end up getting accosted by like 3 crows, which is apparently us. But up here is the that's where we get the ancient dragon smithing stone from. But first we've got to kill these bad boys. Now we get jump on one, which is fairly easy, but one of them jump on us. It's pretty unpleasant. I was testing out. Yeah, it doesn't do the damage I would have hoped, right? Yeah. This is where all goes wrong. No. Oh, got him. Okay, good beans. Yeah. So there's another one gets us. This is so. I literally shit my pants. I remember this bit. Okay. We want to get in that skull's mouth, but then as we get here, watch this. Yeah, look. Oh no! You fuck, where did you come from? This guy is not pleasant. He keeps jumping over. He keeps mistiming to take his flame and he keeps jumping over it. He gets loads of me. It is just not ideal. But thankfully the other crow didn't notice any of this commotion. No, I didn't. Help. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you get the jump on these guys, being like 2 hits, if they hit us first, we're fucked, you know? They're so strong. So strong. I mean, obviously, this is one of the reasons that you level vigor. You don't know. The most important thing you do for yourself, your life, and your well-being in Elden Ring is level vigor, right? Because without vigor, you are dead, essentially. Yeah, you can run around with the glass cannon, that's all well and good, but eventually, you get to the late stage of the game, things are one-shot you with 50 vigor, like if you die effectively, you with 50 or 60 vigor. If you got 30 vigor, you're fucked, right? Unless you're that good to never get hit. I mean, some people you might well be, but reality is most of us aren't. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna die, you know. So it's better. You're gonna get hit, so it's better to protect. Sorry, and you know, vigor allows you to just kind of power through, basically. Otherwise, you know, tactical. Otherwise, would have killed you. It gives you a bit more wiggle room. So that's obviously, if you're in PvP, vigor is the most important stat by a million miles. Because otherwise, people will just one-shot you with their charge stuff. I think I'm talking about weapons, because yeah. We want to get this sort of graze before we get to the fire giant, right? And it's been there's a summer stone. I'm on a wild goose chase for a summer smithy stone 8 that I don't find. I put these map markers down and I forget where I'm going. It'll be somewhere stupid. And I end up running around trying to find this thing for a bit. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about that because I want to talk about the new builds we're doing because. I'm going to try and endeavour to do Elden Ring videos. Obviously, if you've seen with the channel, I'm now trying to do more current games, like an up-to-date game. So, like a current game per month. But I'm thinking I want to keep up Elden Ring daily videos because I love. There's so much replayability in this game. There's so many things I want to do. We get sort of grace. There are so many things that I want to do. So many different builds I want to explore. Like I feel like I've barely tapped the surface of the stuff we can do in this game, and I just want to keep. Because you know, you watch a build video, so you see something, like, oh man, I want to try that out, and then you get an idea. And as you put the build together, you start realizing, oh, I've got other stuff. You start experimenting. Like with this playthrough, we pretty much. What I've tried to do is pack in as many options for you as a player. Really showcase many of the incantations. Oh no, it was a dog. Really showcase many of the incantations and things as we can, and the different weapons. Obviously, there are things we missed. Which you can also do. No, this is going well. Oh, this does so much damage. No. I think I roll up a clip here, which is kind of funny. Yeah. Got him on the upside. God, so yeah, there's so much we can do. I've tried to showcase as much of the sort of use many options as we can, but there is Dex Faith, which if you want to be more lightning based, that's a whole other route we can go on. Now at this point we can respect, but I've invested so heavily into Strength and Faith. I feel that that it would be more beneficial to just showcase all those, because that in that little category, Strength plus Faith, there are so many options as you've seen. Because we've got the Magnum Scale Sword, we've got all these different weapons that are immense. And if we were to go down the Dex Faith route, we would use God's Great Sword and then God's Incantations, and also you can use lightning, which means you can use katanas. You could do some fun stuff. I have actually thought about that, maybe with a samurai build or something along those lines, but a lightning Faith built together with perhaps, because you could probably do a cold infusion is intelligence based, but you could probably do. I was using katanas and decks. You could probably use something like Moonveil as well in that kind of build. I don't know. I've got. See what I mean? There's so many things I want to do. This is me getting lost and getting free health back. Apparently, I don't know where I can't find this Summon Smithy Stone. Eventually, we give up. We end up finding Summon Smithy Stone 7, I believe, which is relatively helpful to us, but it's still somewhat infuriating. But anyway. What are we doing? Yeah, this is me running around like a fool. I get lost in this game so much. You know how many hours I've put in? 1180 hours in this game. And that's not me leaving the console, that's me just playing the console, the PC. That's me just playing this game, like, a lot. I've lost. Like, I get lost all the time. If I'm not, like, the early game, like Limgrave, I know, like, the back of my hand, more or less. And Weeping Peninsula. and learning the lakes. I know the lakes I know very well. But after that, I just get lost. Kayleigh's pretty straightforward, apart from the Divine Tower, which we explored last episode. Was a bit of a fucking nightmare. But most of the stuff we do, I know. But then you get to some areas. I go to some French underground, and I get lost for about 4.5 years. I think it's me giving up. Oh yeah, right, here we go. We take on this hand. These guys, it's so much harder than any of the ones we've encountered so far. And as I discover now, they don't get stunned by flame. It takes flame's fire damage, right? This does not send him into spaz. Which I find out too late. Yeah, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So much damage, that's half out. Obviously we've got Radigan's Sword Seal, which increases damage you take by 15%, but even without that would still be almost half out. Oh no. And it gets worse, we get to the Consecrated Snowfield. That place, stuff just fucking annihilates you so quickly. But we will level up. Man, we've got to take on the Halleck tree as well, haven't we? There's so much to do. It goes like this stage of the game does go a lot quicker though, because it's a lot more linear. There's not as many places to explore. Like the map's bigger but a lot emptier than the early stage of the game. You've got caves and caverns every tombs everywhere. The East Lake game, you've got a handful of places dotted around. It feels emptier, you know. But consequently, everything is so much fucking harder. Painfully so, it's meant. Well, I wish I was something. I should have edited this out really, but I had no way to know. I'm running behind. I'm so busy distracted with other games that I forgot to other recordings that I actually forgot to record. And I'm getting behind on my Elden Ring. I'm gonna get one out today and one out for tomorrow, so I can keep on pass. Got behind. I regret nothing. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is amazing. What am I doing here? We're talking about... I think I'll talk through our weapons somewhere, yeah, because we're actually going to use 2 weapons to... The problem is, Blaster's Blade is amazing, but it deals fire damage, right? So on the Fire Giant, it is wank. We try it, and you'll see, our first death is a direct result of the fact that Fire Flame... You're relying on the physical damage. Takes Flame does nothing to the Fire Giant, or hardly anything, right? So... We had options because we had the Slurious Tree, which is holy damage. But yeah, I think we end up using Ice Spear, but we've got to go level up, so we've got to go spend some runes. I think we jump down to the round table and we spend a bit, because we've got about 60,000 runes at this point. So we just buy some, not runes, smithing stones. Because we've got, I believe, we're up to smithing stone 5 and 6 are limited. So we can get up to, any weapon up to 18.
Greetings. Are you here?
It's pretty immense, actually. Here I'm talking about, because I want to upgrade Mimic to +10 before we get to the end, and I keep forgetting I haven't got any Ghost Glove for 8. We've actually got the one to get it to level 10, but I haven't got the 8s or 9s, I don't think. We upgraded the shield a bit. The Red Main Great Shield is actually pretty great because this has huge fire damage, and we're actually going to use Fire Affinity on that. It reduces your physical damage negation, but it increases your fire negation up to like 84 or something. Between that and body buffs, you can almost make yourself fireproof, which is particularly helpful. For instance, when we get to the Elden Beast, because all those holy attacks he does, you can almost make yourself holy proof as well. So there's a lot of ways you can kind of mitigate the damage you take to make these fights easier. Which when you first play through, you just don't know this stuff, right? But as you get more to grips with the game, like every playthrough you learn a bit more. Like I would say, the benefit of level 180 hours is I have got a little bit of experience with this game. And I'm not the best by any stretch, but that's where we go to buy. There we go. We stuck up on smithing stones 5 and 6. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff here. I always get lost here. I always get going down the wrong route, I remember. We have the...
Back already, no matter.
Yeah. I am. We're gonna get this up to 18. Yeah. But the main priority was to get the... we just want this as strong as it could possibly be. We're not intelligence based. We're going to use cold damage on it, which is why we're using this on the fire giant. We don't use it, so we don't use it the first time. I guess really I was demonstrating how difficult it is to take on a fire monster with the Blasphemous Blade, because for most of the game, Blasphemous Blade is your win button, right? Anything, even Elden Ring, whatever you're fighting, this will just wreck things' faces. But a fire giant, not so much, and he hits so fucking hard as well. We're over leveled. You can kill him about level 100, but he's just hard as fuck. Our build, obviously, we're significantly stronger, so what was I doing? I think I put some more stones here. Yeah. Stuff takes time. It was a lot easier talking about this live. I'm not going to remember, there's bits drag on a bit. I was trying to remember where I was. Yeah, I'm never going to do this again. I much prefer live commentary. I know some people prefer overdub commentary, but I prefer live commentary because I talk about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I suppose trying to remember what I'm doing. I realise this is not the production style for me. I love this guy. He always talks like you're dying. Like you're dying every time he's in here. I thought you were dead, he says. Okay, nope. Boom. Okay. Right, okay. Now we jump back down to the... Yeah, because that... Yeah, we're outside the fight. Where we go to tackle the fire giant. This first fight did not go badly, actually. He killed us with a roly-poly, if I remember rightly, but we aren't actually too bad. Now, there's a couple of things we have to do here with... change the loadout. So we have flash of one physic. We change... And here I fuck up because I put barricade shield on our shield. I meant to put no skill on. The point of no skill on your shield is so that you can carry a shield in your left hand. And I'm talking with my hand. It's so funny. You want to be able to carry a shield in your left hand, and you want to be able to still use your weapon art or whatever that may be, or your actual whatever you haven't been using, as opposed to trying to parry. So you can hold the shield and then just release and straight away hit the right trigger and use whatever you're going to use. But I forget here, I fuck up and I put barricade shield on, straight up using barricade shield. Barricade shield is, by the way, it's actually solid because it basically increases your guard boost by something like 20 points, which allows you to tank hits from big bosses, big enemies, without really taking any stamina damage. I've got a great shield, barricade shield and a great shield. Basically, you don't take stamina damage when you take a hit. It is pretty FP intensive, but that's, I mean, we've got like 25 FP, we're not actually that bad. In fact, when we use the Great Rune, we're on about, when we use God's Great Rune, we're actually on about 30 FP, which is 30 mind, which is a significant amount of FP. So, yeah, I think I forgot, what did I forget here? Oh yeah, take out the fire damage, because it's no good. I think we put in the spike cracked here, which actually increases stagger damage, but doesn't really come into play until we use the ice spear. Honestly, it doesn't really help much with this first round. I'm missing a lot of these things. There is actually another two we need to pick up while we're in the snow area. I just remembered, but I've got to do an odds and sods video where I need to pick up, because we left some bits and pieces behind. We left the Blessed Dew Talisman in the capital. We also left Lionel's armor set, and we also left the fingerprint shield in the Forsaken Crypt. And we also left something else I can't remember. The little things I want to pick up. Yeah, and here I was talking about, because I actually forgot I wanted to get the Flame Drake Talisman +2. But as it turns out, the one was more than enough. Because I forget we have this fire shield, which just makes us... Yeah, the red main great shield. Great shields are solid in this game. They take quite an investment into endurance, and like we have to rely pretty heavily on the Great Arsenal Charm. Or a lot of things you can use those weapons, but they obviously take a huge strength commitment. But if you're using a great shield, you are just disgusting. things you can do, you know. Because they absorb so much damage. Like, medium shields are okay. I mean, brass shield's pretty solid. If you use like the brass shield with scholar shield on it, or some permutation of, or barricade shield, you can actually do alright, you know, with a basic shield. You can simulate the same, but you know, for like the cost. But there we go. Now we've summoned Alexander for this fight. Now this, of course, gives you less runes for the kill. But him being there, because he's basically fire resistant, so he makes life a lot easier, and he's obviously much like Mimic, he's there to absorb damage. It's like your bullet sponge, he's there to take the flak. Because a fire giant can deal a lot of damage. And this fight, yeah, this first round was not going the best. I mean, well, you'll see how little damage you do compared to what we do with Ice Spear. Like if you were, especially if we were actually spec guys, that build, you do so much damage on this guy, so much. I think I changed all our... no. We changed all our spells and we... sorceries. No. Incantations not bad. Incantations. What is that? No. Yeah, when you summon someone to help, you can't have the horse. Normally you have the horse for this fight. Torrent makes life a lot easier. This is me just finding out I put barricade shield with no skill on. There was a bit of bad language on it. Fuck. No. That did a bit of damage, but it just doesn't do damage you expect it to. We're accustomed to, you know what I mean? But it's pretty much flying solely on physical damage. Not the take the most of it is fire damage. And I haven't really missed because I'm just awesome like that. But I guess we're going to use freezing pots on him, and then because if we get the frostbite instead of now I try out the physical damage. This actually gives me staggering. Ultimate is my damage. To maximise damage, no, for Sonic Grunt, because it is actually pretty strong. You actually have to do. You need the Synquator in your hand, with an extra 50%. You have to double hand the Clawmark Seal, and really you have to max out. I think you want strength 50, or strength 45 or 50, and faith 50 to kind of max out your incantation scaling, get the most damage out of that you can. Yeah. And then I would probably take something like Exalted Flesh to boost physical damage, and then you start at least fireballs you can drop to the side. Yeah, so to get hit with this giant plate. That's two. I think eventually just running polio actually kills us. This is a bit of a flame. This is actually what we get when you kill. You get that from the remembrance of the giant flame. We are going to try that out. Now we have to shoot giant flame seal or giant seal. Or fire giant seal. Fucking great to this. We're actually going to try that out because we're. Oh, see, there he kills us. Which, and honestly, was a blessing in disguise. We weren't running a rune arc, so we didn't lose the rune arc. We weren't running the great runes, so we didn't lose any. And we weren't carrying on with us. So this allows us to respec. I should have gone in with the ice spear straight away. And we respec a little bit here, just to make life easier for ourselves. And then you'll see this fight infinitely easier this way around. Yeah. I love this Spanish light halberd. It's a great solid weapon you pick up. I think it's Irina's father. When she dies, he goes on a rampage. And you get this, this, it comes at +8, which at the time when most of your weapons are like +4 to +6, +8 weapon is immense. Let's just get one for free, which is great. And then you put Ice Spear on it, and then you're away. But you can actually use anything on it. Flame the Red Mains is great on it, especially in the old days when it still usually staggered damage. Although I have to say, they nerfed Flame the Red Mains pretty bad. Because it used to be 2 hits would stagger anything, 3 hits would stagger a boss. You can stagger dragons with it, as long as you hit the head. And like Malekith, it's easier to take him down. Just 2 hits, he's staggered. 2 hits, you know, he's done. But doesn't do that anymore. You need about 8 hits to stagger anything. But on the upside, damage it does is absolutely abusive still. Because the real strength of of Blasphemous Blade is it just not Blasphemous Blade. What am I talking about? The real strength of Flame of the Red Mains is if your weapons, because you put Flame Arm, a skill, like our build, especially when it's your face at 50, and you got a plus 24 weapon or plus 25 weapon, like Claymore for example, that really just does like a quarter of an enemy's health, you know, big boss's health. Because we took out Morgott, didn't we, with Red Mains unspec'd basically, and it just annihilated him. So it's not rubbish, it just doesn't do the stagger damage. But at the early part of this playthrough, we were able to stagger a lot of enemies quick. Fight bosses really we had no business fighting, which you can't do now. But in terms of raw damage, you can still kill the Elder Beast with it, because you don't stack the Elder Beast, you don't get enough hits in normally, because it takes about 8 in the old one. And you used to take about 8 in the normal flow of Red Mage to stagger him. You can't do that now. So, you just block that attack. I never knew you could block that attack. Which is just... And look at the damage difference. And he hasn't even got frostbite yet. We roll through that. And then we get stuck behind a rock. Yeah, this is annoying. Okay. Nope. And we hit the rock again. I wouldn't mind, except Ice Spear is so expensive XP-wise. You don't want to be wasting shots. Look at the damage difference. One frostbite. Oh, look, see, we just took a huge chunk of health off. I'm thinking it'd be fun to do like a dex build. Like dex int or dex faithful or some permutation, because you can just get you can apply frostbite and you can apply bleed, or like arcane. You can do so many horrible things. And in the animation here, I just love this. But well, we're gonna get close to it. We take him down. It's a laugh. It's a huge laugh. Because no, he hits hard still. I mean, some of it is because we're using the sword seal. I mean, they're using the stat investment, but the damage you take is annoying. There we go. Now he has a temper tantrum. And he's annoyed at his leg because it hurts. So what does he do? Rips his leg off. I mean, that makes the most sense in the world. You know, that wouldn't be my first choice. I'd probably take medical aid rather than rip my leg off. But yeah, watch this. This is funny as hell. But I guess, lore-wise, he's really using this to ignite himself, to power himself up, isn't he, with the flame, I guess. Like some sacrifice. I assume that must be the lore. Not sure. Oh, rot roll. Then he does more roly-poly, it's just annoying kind of fight, honestly. Oh, here he comes. So now he's infinitely more annoying. The biggest one at points first, like anything big, the huge one, the two boxes. You're trying to get a hit point, because you lock onto them and you just end up popping out. But you'll see it a lot in this fight, I just hit so often. Rebuffing. It's going to absolutely ape shit. We try and hit his hands. You really want to hit the eye in the centre, that's what the best way to stack it, but it's very hard to do with the gear that we have. Which you can't. We don't want to get close to him, because if he rolling bullets over, we're dead, basically. So even without... You can eye frame through that, but if it catches you, it's like 230 health gone. And these, like that. Although, I think if we use a shield, we can absorb most of the damage from that, but... I wasn't in a position to cut around and test too much, just trying to get it. No! Missed. Yeah, really just fucked this up. It's so bad. No. Yep, fire in space, why not? That'll kill him, won't it? I don't think I've seen that rest of him before. And then we get him massively. That doesn't look half health. But imagine, he's nearly dead, he's getting there. Yeah, no, no, no. Okay. We're too far away. Big Mimic is taking the team. Alexander's taking the champ. Like just fight 1,000 times easier than the otherwise. Although having Torrent helps a lot. How do you run after this guy? It's not quite as annoying as the Elder Beast, but it's still fucking annoying, right? So you just come back, you fuck. Come back. But he's nearly dead. No. That probably managed to avoid the fighter, which is a bonus. Got him. No. I don't know why he fucking missed too. There's something weird with the lockbox in this game. Like, we lock it up and they get too close to that, it's just silent and you lock it. Or you don't lock on again and it just messes you up. Oh yeah, got him. So that was surprisingly easy. Like I remember trying to kill him with the astrology build that we're working on. I'm working on my own time, but we were doing it, probably dropping in February at some point. I was about level 100, and even though I had Darkman Greatsword plus 9, I think, and about 50 int, we didn't have the vigor to sustain the damage or the armor, so we just, if he hits us, we're dead. We could do that. We could do like way more damage than we were doing. Like I was taking a quarter of his health at the time. But between the rolling polish, I mean, if I summoned Alexander, but we're going to think about how we can do that next time. But I reckon pure frostbite, if you're spec for frost damage, you will just wreck his face. I think with in the Wretched playthrough, we spec for pure intelligence just for that fight and just all over him, if I remember rightly. But yeah, he's not. It can be an incredibly hard fight, or it can be an incredibly easy fight, depending on your build. Like most of the builds in this game, the bosses in this game, some are easy, some are hard. And there's no real build that allows you to smash everything's face in, but some are easier than others, right? Here's me being careful because I don't want to fall and lose 130,000 runes. Now, there's a side of grace on the far side, which is where we go now. Yeah, it's me just looking around. Now, we're actually not going to ignite the Forge of the Giants just yet. What normally happens is you activate the Side of Grace and then you get a cutscene with Melina, who offers to use herself as tinder to ignite the Forge of the Giants and thus burn down the Erd Tree. We don't want to do the Erd Tree just yet. The reason being is because once you do it, the city, Elendil capital, becomes a city of ash. And there's a lot of things we still haven't picked up in there. And also, basically, that's kind of the end game. Now, our situation here, you'll see in a moment when we rest. We have taken a different route. We actually don't have Melina with us anymore. What we did, well, if you're sticking with me, you will know. What we did was became a vessel for the Frenzied Flame. So we can actually use ourselves as tinder to burn down the Erd Tree. But we don't do that just yet. As I said, I want to do that. That will be the last thing we do before we take on Radagon and the Elden Beast. I want to clean out the Consecrated Snowfield. I want to clean out everything else first. And I want to pick up all the things because Lionel set is a great set of armor. Blessed You Talisman. I mean, I want to pick up the icon shot. There's a couple of other builds we can demonstrate. I just want to pick up some other things because I want to A, show you where to get these things, and B, have as much as I can to take this into NG Plus, because I'm thinking about doing a series of NG Plus builds. Right. And weapon showcase, that kind of thing. Now, this is me looking for the gear, not realizing we don't get any weapons or items from the. Yeah, just beautiful. Bar, back out. The veteran set is a good set of armor, though, by the way. Yeah, we look at the. Remembrance of the Fire Giant. So he has the whip, which does faith based, does pretty gnarly fire damage, but we're not really. Oh, we'll probably try it out, but we will have to. Duplicate the ashes, the remembrance. I need to figure out where we can actually duplicate it because I want to use that for. We do want that incantation though, because we've got the Giant's seal, and we have Fire Giant. We have the Giant's prayer book. Because we're strength and faith, but basically fire. We're tailor-made for fire damage, so having that incantation in our arsenal might be. Having a good AoE incantation in our arsenal would be pretty useful for us to have. I believe it's got a slow wind up, but it would just help. All these little things help. Anyway, I think wrap up here. I think I'll level up and then we talk about faith. We're trying to get faith up to 50 before we start piling into strength again. Bigger needs to be 45. No, 55, 60. Endurance is where it's at. We could probably, at this point, we could probably shave a bit more, or let a bit more off our endurance to respect to really kind of fine tune it if we wanted to. But I like having a bit of extra so I can carry more. I can just change the loadout on a whim and carry more weapons than I need if I want to. But yeah, faith to 50 as well. Once you get faith to 50, you can use every incantation available. Notably Elden Stars, things like that. Now, don't get me wrong, no, well, apart from the ones that require intelligence, sorry. That being said, don't get me wrong, Elden Stars is a pile of wank, but it's sometimes used for like stunning enemies, like because you get the stagger damage, because it hits a lot of times. With big enemies, it hits a lot of times. And it gets stagger damage, you can then, you know, rather than smack what takes flame. But we know good on the Elden Beast, obviously. Anyway, so this is where we end up. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.